Hello everyone, welcome to the TESOG Season 4 Formula 2 World Drivers' Championship. We are here for the fourth round of the season here in Auckland, New Zealand. One of the fastest racetracks in the calendar. We're expecting 102, 103 lap times all throughout today. And I'm joined by Phoebus in the commentary box. So,
Hello
yep.
everyone. Welcome back.
We've been on a little bit
Let's
of a
just
break
take
here,
a view.
1 week break. But we are back for round 4, and we intend now to carry you through the rest of the 11 races of the Formula 2
God.
season. Oh, and that is a flip from the Lamborghini or someone, I believe. But I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be
if I can
yes. I believe it is going to join.
say
I
job.
think it's going to be a very entertaining race. No rain scheduled for the weekend we have here in New Zealand. Doesn't mean that there still won't be some action. This is the chance for Alpine driver. Hold on, let me check my notes. Let me see. This is an opportunity for Alpine driver Big Tash and Lamborghini driver Enzo to take the lead of the championship away from Earson. 45 points for Earson, 42 points shared between Big, not Bigger Sugar, and Enzo Quest. So Big Tash to confirm, but it could be a weekend that results in the shift of the drivers' championship and maybe even Zayo walking out with the lead of a championship in a surprise equation. Not at the track here at the moment, however. We are getting some drivers coming in now. And with no rain scheduled, it doesn't mean that it is over, of course, but it just means that it'll be a little less entertaining. However, I do still expect there to be a little bit of action coming through the weekend. Not necessarily to say that it is over, but yeah, this can go both ways for many drivers on the grid. Now, let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship, because this is one that could get very, very
Yeah.
interesting. Lotus on 55 points, now dropping back without any point scorers since Malaysia. Alpine and Lamborghini tied on 42 points. They could have a season-long battle in both championships. BMW Sauber on 28 points, a big comeback from last season where they had only scored 2 points at the Canadian Grand Prix. Williams and Bugatti on 26 points, then Aston Martin on 24, Haas on 20, Audi Sport on 10 points, and Brawn GP, last season's constructors runner-up for Formula 2, 0 points. So not a good start for Brawn GP. And Lotus, they've built up such an early lead, but now with no backing to support them, could they drop all the way down? And if so, they need to pick themselves up fast before they lose everything they had built in these first 2 races. And yep, there we go. 11 drivers now. Leon coming out of the pit lane. We've got both Lamborghinis here. Some drivers starting to join up now. And I think this race, 24 laps. Now, I am a little bit anticipating next weekend's race because, if you didn't know, next weekend will see us take to Texas for the Tri-State Circuit for the first time since Season 1. 2-season absence, coming back for the calendar in Season 4. I think that's going to be a good race, but what do you think about round 5 at Tri-State, Phoebus? And I think we've lost Phoebus. But Ollie at the moment setting the fastest time with 1 minute 2.610. And followed by F500, just about a tenth off. 103s by Enzo, low 103s. Could get into these 102s here with a bit of a better lap here. 11 drivers. Will we see more? More drivers improving now. Leon crosses the line to start his hot lap now. Expecting a lot from him this weekend. Zayo now on a lap. Where will this take him on the grid? We're going to find out through the final chicane for Zayo. In that gorgeous McLaren, hits the wall, goes to the other side of the track, and, well, you can see that wall tap did cost him lap time, as Phoebus has, I believe, dropped out. So, Leon now improving on his first hot lap of the day. That, however, will have to be restarted. He won't get to set that lap. And looking through the field now, are we going to see another 102? Preferably maybe from Zayo, from Enzo, from Leon, Brian. There's some very good options here to try and challenge for the win today. Ollie, coming into the weekend, was very confident that he had some strong pace to try and win this weekend. Can he win this weekend? And if he can, that would be an awesome maiden win for him in Formula 2. Had it snatched right from him in Malaysia with one quick slide. He had some other opportunities. He got close in other races, but if he has good pace here today and luck is on his side, can he get his maiden Formula 2 win? List starting his lap. Enzo going third fastest at the moment. Formula 1 Sport fastest in the first sector lap in the barriers. Oh my goodness, rolling over and over and over. And Enzo, all eyes on Enzo. Form sector 1. I'm meant to be unbiased as a commentator, but I did not expect that. And Enzo, double green sectors now, about 3 to 4 tenths up. Will now has joined. Enzo rounds the final corner. No mistakes this time. Blast to the line. Takes provisional pole position. 1 minute 2.546. And now Will, with 7 minutes and around 15 on the clock, joins us now. And I think Phoebus has returned. But F500 now, fastest in the first sector, and that's ended up in the wall. Leon now improving, Faceless improving, and all eyes on Leon now. And I think something happened to Alec. Brian has gone fourth fastest. Leon rounding the final couple of corners towards that final chicane. Will start his hot lap. We'll see what he can do in these final 6 minutes of qualifying, as Faceless goes fourth fastest ahead of Brian by about 5 tenths. Leon rounds the final corner. Is it pole? It's fourth place. Last of the 102 run is 102.935. Not bad. Good track position so far. Qualifying now, I must say, one of the most crucial parts of the day, because if you're starting from further back, you have to use way more resources than you'd like to, etc., etc. So this is why it's very important to get up there. Formula 1 Sport back on purple sector 1 by just 1,000th of a second. Previously owned by himself, then F500, and now Will crosses the line to start his first hot lap. What can Will do? Can he get pole position? A lot of people will be expecting Will to get a pole position. But what about Formula 1 Sport? He is 1,000 seconds up in the first sector for the purple, and now 1.2 seconds down in the second sector. I think there's been a mistake there for Formula 1 Sport. Rounds the final chicane, and looking at that sector 2 delta, I don't think it's going to be a lap. 7th fastest either way. And now Will...
Yep, sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you much time to speak.
My internet cut off. No, my internet cut off.
And
Ollie with
Will!
sector 1, he is improving.
And Will rounds the final chicane.
There's a Aston Martin car.
Will,
Hanging around.
is it provisional
Hello,
pole?
Martin.
No, it's not. It's 5th. And Ollie's lap has been bottled. Wow. That is
Nice.
not optimal. Smoke has, I
Let's
think,
hope my
disconnected.
internet doesn't cut off this time.
I hope Smoke joins back
Oh,
if he can. And
let's
Enzo,
take a look
trying to
at
defend his pole
at
position.
the Lotus Cars fighting.
Look at Enzo. What is this lap time going to be? 102.518. It's an improvement, but only by the slightest. And is it going to be enough to keep his pole position safe from Will, who will definitely be confident to try and get that pole position and the win?
Oh god, I have a problem with my mouse. Let's shift up to the other camera
Oh
because
my god, the
my main
lag.
camera has a problem. Anyways, Enzo Quest, pole position 102.518. El Yama, if you're hearing this, you cannot drive.
Yep.
You need to be signed by a team. It'd be good.
So, at the moment, it is looking like Enzo might be walking home with a pole position in his hand. Not too much so far from Will Martins, though. To try and attack that pole position, I'm sure there's definitely pace behind that Audi. He's just got to find it. And he taps the wall going onto his lap. And Phoebus, I'll let you commentate this lap.
Alright. We need a good lap though.
Yep.
Um,
Well, he's quick. I must say, that Audi does look quite nice, as he is. Now form goes 6th fastest ahead of Faceless.
oh, Will Martin.
Oh, he's gone a little bit wide. He was lucky not to collect the curve. But Enzo is improving, not as much as Will, but he is improving. Will already has to make up 5/10. Can he make up the margin that Enzo is about to pull out? He's a little bit further back behind on the track than Will. And now it depends on the 2nd and 3rd sectors. They're moving now, trying to get to the line. They'll only have
Oh,
one more lap in them. Will loses more time than he can
Will
make up.
Martin's losing time.
Whoa, what about Enzo? He's lost time as
Oh,
well.
he hit the wall.
Will, only
and Will
4th.
Martin goes 4th place.
And this
Will the
means
gold.
that Will only has one more opportunity of pole as Enzo goes 102.32.
Oh, wow. Real Zayo is also improving. It's his only time that he can do.
Yeah. And Smoke is back now.
He's
List
preparing
Pluto's
his
disconnected. And Ollie, when you're classifying the results, the guy who's 11th, Pluto, is actually the same guy as Haiju. They're the same people. That's an alt account because he got banned, I think. So just so you don't classify two different people on the Formula Game Companion. So Big T is here, Mr. Big Tash.
T,
So this is the battle for the lead of the championship. Enzo, Big Tash, and Real Zayo all have a chance of taking the lead of the championship. Real Zayo's chances of taking the lead of the championship are more of a fantasy. He needs Big Tash and Enzo to crash out. He needs to dunk 26 points. For Enzo and Big T, it's more simple.
Yeah, Real Zayo is improving his time, as we can see there on the screen.
If Big T
Real
starts
Zayo
from
needs
last,
to qualify.
he needs to get a lap time in, otherwise he's not starting from the grid. He should be alright to get this outlap in though, to classify a time for the grid. Zayo now, what's he gonna do? His one and only whole lap. Will is improving now. Will Martins improving by 2 tenths. He needs to back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. Formula One Sport crashes on the last corner. Only 10th for Zayo. 9th for Alec. Watch out for Big T. I think it'll only be an outlap for him as the time has been casted now over the session. Race starts at XX48 now. And now, Alec 9th. Will, where does he go? Big T sets his lap. What about Smoke? You'll have to wait for him. Faceless as well. 3 cars still to cross the line. Don't count him out yet. Former's out of it. What about Will Martins? Go his front row. It's not enough. It was so close, but it's not enough. And for Smoke, the lap is gone. Well, what did we think about that qualifying session at New Zealand? Incredible. This is setting up to be an eventful Grand Prix, I can tell. From every angle, it will be an eventful race. And we're waiting on Enzo and Will to rejoin. But Big Tash very lucky to get a time in, joined right at the end of qualifying there. Yep, well, this is going to be interesting. So, 8th place, Brian, who DNF'd last 2 races. And there's Alec, Zayo, Pluto, Smoke for BMW, Big Tash. A lot of different battles will be happening up and down the grid. And for 24 laps plus a formation, well, no rain is forecasted for this race. Dry sprint to the finish. Everyone will start on the grid. Make sure you memorize your grid positions. And here we go. We've lost Phoebus again, I believe. However, it is time to go racing. We'll start the race in 3, 2, and 1. "24 laps plus a form." And this now, ladies and gents, and click the red button to reset your car. And here we go. Clear the chat. We don't want the drivers to get laggy. And here we go on the formation lap. 13 drivers, only one will come out as the winner after 24 racing laps. Enzo starts on pole position from Will and Ollie in the Haas. He has got a point to make today and potentially a maiden win coming his way. Then the Bugatti of F500 could have gone more from qualifying, but it just wasn't for him. Leon joined a little bit later. He starts 5th. Form same as F500. Could have gotten more from qualifying. Then Faceless in the Haas. Him and Ollie could make quite the dream team today. Then Brian starting from 8th place. Not where he wanted to be today. Then Alec and Real Zayo. He has got to make positions up. He needs to be at the front. Then Pluto starting in 11th place. He's got to make some points up for his team. Then Mr. Smoke on debut as a reserve driver for BMW. And Big Tash, one of the other front runners of this championship. Him and Enzo in the running to try and take the lead after this race. They will be starting on opposite ends of the grid. And where will we end up in 24 laps time is the question that we need to ask and that we will get an answer to, as Brian is going to start from the pits. Clear P8 grid box for Brian. And clear P8 grid box. No one take white line is the limit on the grid box. White. Oh. No, white line. White line. So the drivers can go up to the white lines as long as they're not sticking their tires out of the white line. They will be fine. And I think a pole man, Enzo, wants to get on with it now. And I see... And... Faceless. And Faceless has got to make a sprint. And we have to wait now. Brian into the pit lane. Isn't what I'd hoped for. And once Faceless comes around, lines up in P7. Everyone P9 and under, move up one spot. Everyone P9 and under can move up one spot. So P9 goes to P8, P10 goes to P9, P11 goes to P10, P12 goes to P11, and etc. So just move up one grid box from your original starting position. P9, P8, P10 goes to P9, P11 goes to P10, and so on. And when Faceless gets to the grid and ready, I see some cars finalizing their grid positions. We will have to take the start without Enzo. Without Amphibious, sorry. And pit starts Faceless. If he's bugged, but a sights out, and away we go for the New Zealand Grand Prix. Enzo leading away now. Will Martins getting a little bit of a bug off the line. Pit go now. And now. Oh my, I left that a little bit late, but Formula One Sport now up the front, fighting for the lead, taking the lead is Formula One Sport. He is fighting now, the Brawn GP of Leon. There's Ollie and Will. Enzo dropping down to 5th place now, getting swallowed up by F500 in the Bugatti. Big Tash and Real Zaire making it up to 8th and 9th off the grid. Faceless sent to a pit start now. Brian starts from the pits, however, he isn't lapped. 12-second deficit to Smoke, though he has to make up, as Will Martins are now leading from 2nd place on the grid. Enzo down in 5th as they cross the 2nd sector line. Now we'll get some updated stats here. 3rd sector very, very short now. Will, Enzo, then Leon. Faceless disconnects. F500, Ollie, Form, Zao, Big Tash, Pluto, Alex, Smoke, and Brian as they head through the final chicane. Now try to find your spot on the track. Don't want to get caught up in a mess, but Will leads Enzo now. And this now will start to settle down into the beginning phase of the race. F500 trying to make a double pass on Leon and Formula One Sport for 3rd, but that's not going to go easily. They're trying to go 3 wide now, down towards the back straight in Sector 2. And F500 is ahead of Leon, who's ahead of Form, fighting ferociously for the final podium position. Will and Enzo already running away from the rest of the field. Is F500 going to get DRS? Yes, he is. That is going to bring the rest of the field closer to Will. And this is absolutely incredible racing here at the start of the New Zealand Grand Prix. Big Tash, 2-second deficit to Ollie in P7 now for Big Tash. And a bit of a spread out margin throughout the grid. But this battle from first to fifth is quite exciting, as that's Enzo Quest. Enzo Quest getting a bump, sliding around, dropping down to fourth place. I think, no, fourth place or fifth. I think it is fourth. It is fourth. Horrible, horrible bumps there. Leon, 1.35 seconds behind Will Martins. I don't think he's getting the DRS. Incredible start there off of the line. And I must say, this is gonna be a spicy race. Enzo Quest has to fight F500 now. Leon getting a bit of an advantage here. There's Will trying to get away from the pack. If Leon can make up the 10th or 2 he needs, he has the DRS. He's bringing F500 and Enzo Quest with him. Form is dropping back now. Ollie has Slipstream on him. Big Tash 3 seconds behind Ollie. He is losing time to him. Then Alec, Pluto, Zayo, nowhere where he needs to be. Then Brian and Smoke has put it in the wall. No safety car in the first 4 laps, I believe. Reset. And that is Smoke's race done as Will. Will flips the wall. Will's car is stuck in the wall. Can he reverse it out? Enzo goes into the pit lane, and Will's race is not over. If he can try and reverse it out, has he given up? I think he has. No, he hasn't. And Will trying to reverse his car out of the wall. Horrible stuff for Will Martins. There he is. He's picking up speed. Can he do it? Can he do it? No. There's a light there. The pit lane limiter light. I think that is. Can he get through? He's trying to go forward and reverse. Come on, reverse. Reverse! He's so close now. Is he going to give up? Oh, what's going to happen here? He's trying. He's getting out of the car. He's getting in the car. He's trying to get past the lamppost. Is it going to work? Or is his car officially stuck? I think for Will Martins, his race is over. Can he get the car out of the wall? Can he be smart about this? He's trying so hard right now to keep racing. He's been lapped, I think. Yes, he has been lapped. But it's not over. He's still P11. Keep trying. Don't give up. I'd hate to see Will retire from this race. And he's out! And he's out of the wall! And Will Martin now is a lap down. But you know what? Driver of the day should surely go to Will now. He was resilient. Any other driver in that position would have immediately given up. But he waited even until he was a lap down. Incredible stuff from Will Martins there. I don't know. And I must say, incredible stuff from Will there. To get back onto the track. You don't see every single driver out there, even until he was a lap down. That is incredible. But F500 and Leon now fighting for P1, Form P3, Ollie P4, Alec P5 ahead of Big Tash. Those positions could swap as Enzo's making his way through the field. Gap between him, Pluto, who's trying to hold off Real. Then Brian down in 10th place. He's been losing time all throughout this race so far. Not what he needs. But, yeah. And now, at the moment, this is shaping up to be an incredible race. And let me see here. F500 still ahead of Leon. This is a very big battle going on. I think sport for P3 he has, and he said he wanted to get that win today. He said he was confident in his pace. He's moved up to the podium steps. Now he's just 2 small steps away from what he wanted out of this weekend, but he's got to get past F500 and Leon, who are still fighting 6 seconds in front, 7.5 seconds in front of everyone else. Safety car window is open now, and we go on to lap 8 out of 25 in this race. And this is absolutely incredible as Leon goes a little bit wider than F500 for the lead of the race. 13 seconds now. This is like Mercedes dominance back in 2014. They've blasted away from the rest of the pack. Leon, fastest lap of the race, but F500 taking back those purple sectors much quicker than Leon so far. He's pulled the gap, but is it enough? Ollie and F500 catching a little bit of a bump there, going wide. Leon has the DRS. F500 does not have the DRS, and this could end up very, very interesting across the line onto lap 9 as Leon sends it down the inside, takes the lead of the race away from F500. He's still trying to stick it up the inside, gets a wider line. Now he's compromised through the rest of the chicane, and that's handing it now to Leon, who will be your race leader onto lap 9, but that doesn't mean that they're still not close, and that F500 still won't try to fight it across the line. What is the gap now? Just 3.66 tenths. And now, taking almost a wide line as Leon takes a wide line again, giving F500 the opportunity, the gap. They've cleared 7.5 seconds away from the rest of the field. They've absolutely swept the floor with everyone else, and I don't know what to say about this, but they've absolutely swept the floor. F500 behind Leon now. He's got to pick himself back up. He can't lose sight of the battle just yet. We're not even at the pit stops. And F500 taking as wide as a line as he possibly could, trying to get that exit speed with the DRS to try and attack Leon. He's not getting too close. Leon takes a very wide line. F500 to the inside. No curb on the outside there, stopping them from racing however they want. As F500 now trying to hang on to Leon. Don't compromise your lines as F500 takes the lead through to Sector 3. But Leon gains it back before they get to the final chicanes. And now this is turning into a very exciting battle, still pulling 3/10 on that lap to Ollie as of Sector 3. And this is absolutely incredible fighting at the moment. And I think something has happened to Form, and Form is out of the track. There's a gap there in the fence. Form's missed it. Form's missed the gap in the fence, but Form is out of the track. He needs to get back in the track. This is going in the race highlight, surely, but he needs... I don't think he can because there's a wall. And I think Form is out of the race because his car is bugged. Brian in the pit lane. And I think that's the result of... However... Well... It's out of the track. It's out of the track. No safety car. But that is a very eventful incident. So that means that Will, no matter what happens in this race, he will still score points. Just needs to keep it running for however much longer he needs to get classified as P10. Track distance, remember, that's what matters on the leaderboard. But Leon now has gapped F500 by 2 seconds. Whatever was holding F500 close to Leon has obviously faded as he is absolutely dropped back by the bucket for Ollie, 11 seconds ahead of Enzo. This is gapping now. I can't really see any battles on the field. This is sort of a spread out. If we can get a safety car, might be able to bring things closer. And 14 laps left in the race. This is getting close from every angle you can possibly think of. I don't know what else to say about this. This is getting very, very nice, that I have to say. But at the moment, it is Leon that leads. And has something happened to Leon? No, there hasn't. And F500, 2 corner cuts. Enzo, fastest in the second sector. Will now classified as P10. He will score points no matter the troubles that come his way. And Enzo Quest at the moment, he's got a big deficit to make up to Ollie, but it won't have to be done on track as Ollie comes into the pit lane, handing P3 to Enzo. But now, what does Enzo do? Does he counter pit that? He's on the hard tyres. He could go another pit stop to the mediums as Big Tash. I think, no, that's Big Tash behind Ollie out of the pits, but that's Will unlapping himself from Ollie. He's got a lot to work. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up, and he needs a safety car more than anything to try and catch up in this race. If he doesn't get a safety car, nothing is going to happen for him. So it's very important now that Will gets the safety car that he needs. And Leon getting his first corner cut of the race. He lost 7 tenths in that second sector. Obviously an incident there, but it's not helping F500, who almost sliced his car into the pit wall and is now 4.5 seconds behind. Enzo is absolutely blasting away from Ollie now. 11 seconds behind in P4. Now 11 seconds ahead in P3. But Old Hearts isn't going to do much good against new softs on Ollie's car. Already gapped Big T by 4 seconds now. And Ollie, well, this is helping his race a lot. And his fight now is with anyone who tries to challenge him for P3. Mainly Enzo and Big Tash, from what I can see. If he gets a safety car, he'll try and challenge the leaders. And I believe that is Enzo Quest. No. And that is Will, actually, up the road. He's unlapped himself, got the fastest lap. Ollie now fastest in the first sector on those soft tyres. 12 laps left in this race. Safety car window closing lap 21. And I'll be going to see an incident in the 8 laps we have left for a potential safety car. That will knock it down to 9 runners. You have to keep on the lookout. But what is this stalemate going to happen between Leon and F500? F500 losing. Oh no! That's a bug in the leaderboard. Leon is your leader. But one penalty, one more corner cut for F500, and he could be easily 10 seconds behind Leon. And that is Enzo Quest. And Will Martin's coming into the pit lane, as I think Ollie has okay, I thought for a second Ollie might have put it in the wall. He hasn't. And even Will taking notice there, but he's on his way again. Minor incident as Big T and Alec pit at the same time. Alec running for P5. However, when Big Tash gets out of his grid box, I don't know if Alec will be ready. And I think Big Tash had to fix his wing there. But Zayo is going to go past Alec. So he'll be P6 anyway. And you have to look at the margins to the rest of the field. And this is absolutely crazy. I mean, if F500 were to crash out, if it didn't end up causing a safety car, it'd probably be on track for the largest winning margin in TESLG history, which was around 25 seconds, I believe, in Formula 2. Australia Season 3, by Jossie to Sir Doggo. And Enzo comes into the pit lane. Ollie just making his way around to the final chicane. Did that incident on the pit wall inhibit him from taking back P3? Yes, it did, because now Enzo comes out ahead of Ollie on fresh meat. That he will come out behind the Lamborghini. Horrible, horrible stuff for Ollie in this race. And you just have to feel for him. That was absolutely horrendous. Now, Will Double Purple still doesn't have the fastest lap. There goes to F500 now. 6 laps left for a potential safety car. No, 5 actually, as F500 comes into the pits with Leon. And now Leon braking much earlier. F500 diving to a grid box immediately. Leon going all the way to the end of the pit lane. F500 trundling down the pit lane. Can he get ahead of Leon? No, he cannot. Pluto in the pit lane now. And F500 is right on the gearbox of Leon. And now I can officially say on lap 16 of this race, it is officially on for the lead. As F500 just needs to keep all 4 wheels on the track. And he'll be fighting Leon for the win. This is it. No more pit stops. No more shenanigans. This is the battle for the race as Ollie is in the pit lane. I'm not sure what for. Maybe for a set of mediums or something like that. And there's Pluto, who I think is going to get lapped by Ollie soon. If Ollie can overtake him, that is not for position. And Big T now with Brian down in 7th and 8th. And we really do need a safety car to spice things up in this race, as things are a little bit spread out. Brian in the pit lane, and F500 should be able to keep in DRS. Leon getting a little bit of a bump. It all matters how he treats these next couple of corners. He handles it fine. It's completely fine. What is the gap though across the line? 9/10. He's just barely keeping it in range. Leon goes very wide. That is not helping his race at all. And what has happened to Liz Pluto? And Pluto has crashed directly on the racing line, and it has brought out the safety car. That is directly on the racing line, straight on the curb, right as Leon is coming past, and that is a safety car. I believe Phoebus is our safety car. And wow. This is incredible. Yeah. Well, I must say, we needed action. And we got action. And, well, I must say, oh, that's Big Tash having some troubles in the pit lane, having to go back for a front wing change. Yeah. Well, everyone is going to pit now. This is a great opportunity for Will. Oh, there you go. And Brian now, Will, this is going to spice things up. And I do need Leon to slow down a little bit. No, safety car is being deployed now. So that's turn 1. Yeah, there we go. So just need Leon to slow down here. And, well, this is going to be very interesting. And when we do get restarted, and now safety car deploy. And there it is. And there's the safety car. Oh, alright. So now, just need to give everyone enough time. I think Big T was lapped. Yeah, he was. Lapped cars unlapped. Yes, you are lapped, Brian. You're 97 seconds behind. I do believe you are lapped. We should be able to restart the race around lap 22. But the deficits are big, so we do have to... So if things stay like this, we are on course for a lap 22 restart or lap 21. Sorry to any drivers who might get a little bit annoyed by that, but we just need time for the lapped cars to catch up, as some of the deficits are quite big. And Leon, does he have the same amount as Josh's fuel? Yes, he does, actually. Their fuel load is the same. And Enzo, Ollie, Alec, Zayo, so Big Tash, Will, and Brian all need to unlap in the few laps that they have as Ollie comes into the pit lane. So just waiting. Probably. Probably, Leon. Probably. Hopefully we don't have to wait much longer. And they're pitting when they should be catching up. And hopefully, I think we will get restarted lap 22. They're still lapped. I think, yeah. Alright, Big T's caught up now. He's there. Will's on the same lap. Brian is on the same lap. Okay, they're all on the same lap. So as long as they don't pit, we should be fine. Yeah. Okay. So, this is going to be an interesting finish. Any one of these drivers right here could win with enough luck. But it's mainly going to be on Leon, F500, and maybe Leon. Oh, no, Enzo, Real Zao, Big Tash, and Will. They're all other elements. Even Ollie could win this race. They all seem to be contestants or contenders for the win. And I think we might be able to get going at the end of this lap, as Will is only 18 seconds back. Brian is 27. So we should be able to get racing again at the end of this lap. Well, lap. Yep. And F500 going wide. So, safety car in this lap. And this is the call that's going to be made. So safety car is in, and we will be an F500 trying to get a bit sneaky there. This is it now, 9 cars, 3 laps. And Leon has gone, he's gone as early as you could have ever imagined. That is an awesome gap, actually, that he's managed to build. But I think it's allowed Enzo Quest to get ahead into P2. Whether he overtook before or after the green flags is not known. But F500 has gone down to 5th place. And Alec is on charge for a podium. Ollie on charge for a P2, maybe. If he can catch up to Enzo, he has that pace. Maybe, just maybe, he can do it. But this is going to end up being a very entertaining finish if F500 can, or someone can try and climb up to Leon and give him a run for his money on these last couple of laps. All it takes is one mistake, ladies and gents, and this could be a very entertaining end to the race if everything goes just as it needs to go. No more SCs. The window is closed now. Raw racing for the last 2 laps it'll be now across the line, and it'll be Leon across the line for the remainder of these laps. Enzo Quest, Ollie now on the podium, then Alec follows, F500 Will, Zao, I think, and something happened to Zao and he's round. Zao is spun around. Something has happened. I think he's lost his front wing on the barriers and he's in the pit lane. And that has given everyone behind him the position. Big T 7th, Copper 8th, aka Brian. And that means that Zao, no matter what he does, will finish this race in 9th position. He was one of the contenders to try and take the lead of the championship. but he will be leaving this weekend with just 2 points to his name. And Leon is absolutely flying at the moment, doing everything that he needed to do. Ollie can try and get P2, but he's fighting with Will at the moment, side by side. He needs to try and keep the podium. Leon starts the second to last lap. Well, third to last lap, actually. And Will and Ollie will charge right up to the back of Enzo. They're bringing F500 with him. This is a three-way battle. No mistakes. Full concentration. Straight sprint to the line. Who is going to get it? Brian disconnects. But as long as he's completed 90% of the race, he will get compensation points. So I think 24 to 25 is 90%. So compensation points for P9, that will be around 2 points, I believe. 2 or 1. And I think, is that someone going straight on? I think I saw someone going straight on. Think it might have been Enzo, but Leon is going to lead us onto the final lap of this race. If he gets a penalty, then he's all the way down in the field. And Enzo needs a prayer. Enzo needs a prayer that Leon is going to get a corner cut. Enzo needs a prayer on those tyres compared to everyone else on softs. And Leon starts the final laps. No troubles for him so far. Speaking of corner cuts, Will's got a corner cut. Slices through Enzo, Ollie, and F500 going side by side. This is a full-scaled battle as Alec crashes. And that'll be compensation points for Alec, who will have done the 90% distance required for compensation points. So that'll actually be a P7 finish for Real Zayo. And he didn't even have to do anything. And now Will Martins and Ollie now behind Enzo Quest. F500, fighting away. F500 is a little bit further behind. If Leon gets a penalty, then this is a straight blast to the line. Leon has got to put everything together. I think he's done it. Might be a little bit of an anticlimactic finish to this race, but I think Leon has done everything that he needed to do. The man in the Brawn GP, we said they had 0 points coming to this season. Well, now they're going to bag a whole 26 as Leon, already doing the celebrations, crosses the line and wins the New Zealand feature race. Who's going to get P2? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? It's going to be Will from Enzo. Then Ollie by just 1/10. It is Will to P2. Then Ollie and F500. Then Big Tash and Real Zayo. Alec is trying to run to the line. And that's gonna be an investigation on who was ahead. I've got recording of that, but yeah, we're gonna have to see that. Very close finish. Wow. Is Alec gonna make it to the line? He's sprinting. Alec is gonna do it. Can Alec make it to the line? Alec, if you get out of your car and jump back in, I think it still works with broken tires. Don't think he knows that, but he's going for the line. He's reaching for it. And I think Alec is going for it. He's close. I don't know how close. Hold on. How close is he to the line? Oh, he's still far off. Yeah, Alec will make it. Give him time. If he race ends. Yep. Yeah, Alec mate. No, it's done. Yeah. Yeah, race ended. It's half points for Alec. Wow. Incredible.